Yeah, I like this one. Yeah. What the feezy? 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 What the feezy?
What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? It's your boy, Billiam. So listen, bro. With all this stuff was going on, Chef looked at me and said, CBL, you know what? You've been loyal. I'm going to let you come up with the next operation. The next operation on you. And, you know, take your time. We ain't in no rush, baby boy. Take your time. And the nigga started looking around talking about, CBL, take your time and choose wisely. So I'm like, all right, bet, for sure. So like I say, he say, I ain't got no time limit. I could just think about it. Now, immediately, I already know in my head, I'm thinking about either steak or pork chops. Fried pork chops, too. That's the first thing come to my mind. Cause boy, I used to love me I know I had stopped eating pork for a long time. But boy, it's just something about a fried pork chop. Whether it's the sandwich, whether it's smothered in gravy, it's just something about it. You know what I'm saying? They got the real gravy on it. Time go by, I guess he done told people, because people coming asking him, you know, what's next? What we doing next? And I guess he told everybody it's on CBL, bro. Niggas is acknowledging me. Niggas that ain't never really even talked to me before. I might just be out there busting laps in the day room or something. Niggas, all right now, all right, big bro, CBL, CBL. Dudes that ain't never shook my hand walking up, CBL dapped me up. I said, oh, I done upped my status around this motherfucker. I say, nigga, did I just get recruited into the Avengers of smuggling food into a prison, nigga? I said, this shit feel kind of good. I kind of felt like an OG or some shit. I'm really just think about it. So one of my guys called me up to the room. I go up there. He said, G. I said, what's up? He said, boy, we heard. I said, heard what? He said, boy, proud of you. Boy, proud of you. I said, what? What you heard? He was like, man, nigga, they said the next shit on you. I say, hell yeah. He said, man, you know you gonna fuck with the team, right? I said, yeah, I got y'all, boys. I'm gonna fuck with y'all. He was like, man, what you think about, bro? Just give a nigga an idea or something. And they like 3-4 deep in the room, and they just looking like we talking about some real Pablo Escobar type of business. I said, man, to be honest, I'm thinking about steaks or pork chops. Them niggas was like, ooh, gee. But one of the guys was like, damn, don't do pork chops, G. I was like, why? He was like, I'm Muslim. I was like, you Muslim now? You know, I told y'all in prison, you can be Muslim and be part of a group like GD, Blood, Crip. I mean, if that's your religion, I can't tell you that you can't believe in that, you know what I'm saying? But you claiming your gang, but you still live by the morals and principles, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, shit, I'm gonna think about it, bro, because I kind of had already had that on my mind anyway. So later on that day, when we get ready to lock down, everything was smooth. Chef wasn't hounding me about it or nothing. He was really letting me take my time. We was in there, locked down. I was like, bro, I think I got an idea. He was like, what? I said, man, I'm thinking about either steaks or pork chops, bro. He was like, Leaned back on the bed. He was like, I was like, well, you don't think that's good? He said, nah, both of those some good ideas. Both of those some good ideas. If we do either one of them, it's gonna have to be no loose lips. No loose lips. He got up, he closed the back window. He said, no loose lips around this bitch. And I'm thinking in my head, nigga, you just went and told the whole fucking dorm that the next operation on me, so shit, your lips was just already loose. So he was like, just let me know for sure, 100%. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know. He said, I'm gonna give you about another day or two, because I'm finally, all my money finally just dropped and came in from this last shit. You know, niggas be straggling and owing a nigga. He was like, so just let me know. He was like, and that's another thing. You want to get off the product as quick as possible. So we gonna have to front some of this workout. This is high quality stuff, you know what I'm saying? And both of those things that you just mentioned, both of those is basically considered pink merchandise. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to get the pink merchandise off quick. So sometimes the nigga might not have the money up front because we're not charging no cheap prices. When you tell me basically what you wanna do, and I call my folks, and I ain't got no phone or nothing, but I'm just saying, whenever I reach out to them, I'm sitting back thinking like, nigga, shut the hell up. I know you got a phone. And I wasn't even tripping because clearly you don't want nobody using it. You want to keep it a top secret, whatever. He was like, I ain't got no phone or nothing, but when I reach out to my folks, to my people who I reach out to, you know, and I see the prices, that's gonna let me know how much I'm finna sell it for in here. So, bro, if we get that pink merchandise in, you gonna have to just let some of it go and let some of it come back to you. I was like, shit, I'm cool with it. I ain't got no problem with it. So that night, when I'm sitting there finna doze off, I really thought about it. And you could hear buttons. I could hear him clicking. I know he down in Texas. So I was sleepy for real. I was like, say, chef. He was like, yeah. I was like, I think we're gonna go pork chops. He said, what you gonna call it? PC, Operation PC. Let's not say that whole word. I said, all right. Nigga gonna say, let me hear you say it. I said, bro, Operation PC. He said, all right, I'm gonna get it together. I said, all right, bet. He let niggas know the next day, the people that he know for a fact gonna have money, whether they got the money up front, whether they gotta get the money from their family, it's Operation PC. So I'm out there busting some laps. One dude walk up to me. He said, CB. I said, yeah. He said, man, you said PC. I said, yeah. He said, you know what that stand for? I said, yeah, nigga. He said, pork chops. I said, yes, bro. He was like, man, hell no, man. Hell no. So his homeboy was standing upstairs. He was like, what? It's what you said? He was like, yeah. He was like, man, CB done lost his damn mind, man. Don't nobody want no PC, man. So chef stuck his head out the door. He was like, hey, no loose lips. No loose lips. No loose lips. Y'all don't need to be talking loud about that like that. No loose lips. And I'm thinking in my head, nigga, that's the reason you said PC instead of saying the actual word. So if they decide to say PC out loud, don't nobody know what the hell going on. Chef called me to the room. I go over there. He was like, listen, bro, I already done told these niggas, but you need to let these niggas know it's going to be a deadline. It's going to be a deadline. They need to have that shit in by like 9 p.m. Don't do no talking to me, telling me nothing. They need to write it down, put it on paper. You know, my guys, the dude was sitting on the toilet, the other dude was at the door. He was like, my guys, you know, they get it, they bring it back to me, I write it down, and after I send it in, after I send the whole complete order in and handle everything, the paper get ripped up and flushed down the toilet. We don't keep no evidence of none of that. That's how plenty of people done went to the feds and got served with RICOs. I done seen it. I know plenty of people with RICOs, and I'm sitting back thinking like, nigga, I highly doubt we'll go to the motherfucking feds and catch a motherfucking RICO for having a motherfucking piece of paper wrote down, talk about some motherfucking pork chops. I think you just taking this shit way too far, but okay, whoop-de-doo. So I tell niggas, you know what I'm saying, let niggas know. So you got niggas coming up, writing shit down on a piece of paper. One nigga came up to me, hey, CB. I said, yeah. He said, man, how thick the slices of the chops is? How thick the slices gonna be? I said, bro, nigga, I don't know. I just said pork chops. I didn't say goddamn the skinny ones, the thick one. He said, is it gonna be the one with the bone in it or without the bone? Because you know the bone hold all the seasoning, all the flavor. I said, bro, I didn't go into all those details when I told the man what I wanted to do. He said, you think y'all getting them grilled or fried? And you gonna have some gravy or not? I said, folks, I have to go ask him. So I go in there, I ask, bro, niggas coming up, giving a piece of paper to the big dude who's standing at the door. He grabbed him on some secretive shit. I stepped in, I said, hey, bro. He looked at me, he writing some shit down. He was like, what's up? And I went over there and whispered to him. I said, do you know how thick the slices of the chops gonna be? And do you know if they gonna all be fried or you gonna do grilled or fried? He was like, see, listen, I just gave you a chance. It's up to you. This basically your operation. And I gave everybody around me an opportunity. I'm giving you an opportunity. You don't ask me that, you tell me that. You tell me what to put in. So I was like, okay, see, yeah, let's do some grilled, some fried, some gravy on the side, some without gravy on the side. Shit, and the ones with the bone in it, they say that's the most flavor. So shit, I guess get that. Same process go through, but this time when they going out for lunch, he don't make me leave out or ask me to go look at some stuff. I guess he feel like CB good. Now at this point, you know, he done reached the point where he's straight with me, you know what I'm saying? Me and the other two dudes stay in the dorm. He called like 2 other dudes to the dorm and basically told them the same bullshit that he told me in the beginning about keep your eyes on everything. I need you to watch everything, blah, 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 blah. So I go sit down. I'm at the thing watching TV. You see the big dude. I'm not really watching TV. Y'all know I'm just sitting there looking. The big dude that be outside the door, he keep pacing back and forth all the way to that door, all the way back, all the way to that door, all the way back. And then I get back up, I come over here, I had to go take a piss. And then you hear the door pop, pop. As soon as the door pop, chef looked up at the dude, looked at his watch and said, 40 seconds, it's time. So I'm like, I got a piss real quick, bro. He like, bro, go in somebody else's room and piss. So big dude was like, run up to my room real quick and piss. My roommate ain't in there, he going to chop. I run upstairs to big boy room. So when I open the door, it stinks so bad. I'm looking at their room, they shit disgusting. Got stuff thrown around everywhere, all kind of stuff. I just go take a leak real quick, flush the toilet, wash my hands, shoot back out. When I'm shooting back out the room, you see the big dude walking like he wobbling, and he has a big ass clear, but you could tell it's been wrapped up about 4 times because you can see shit in it, but you can't just see super clear even though the bag is clear. It ain't even really clear. It's like a dirty, white, snowy type of bag. Like, y'all know what I'm talking about. And he like limping through the thing, and Chef right there with the door slid all the way back, and Big Boy sliding in the room. Chef, hurry up. Pull the door up. So when I'm coming down the steps, Big Boy doing me like this through the glass. He pulled the door up and I slide in. He was like, now this is what it looked like when the package landed. This is what it looked like. And Chef went to opening up the bag. And bro, it was pork chops everywhere, bro. It was pork chops everywhere. It was one side, these motherfuckers was saran wrapped up like the cartel or do bricks of dope. He was like, all these the grilled ones, all these the fried ones. Man, he had all kind of packets of hot sauce. He had bombs of mashed potatoes. He had bombs of gravy on the side. Chef did his big one with that. Chef was not bullshitting. I know for a fact it had to be that girl now, the same one that was like, do you got a few lemon pepper left? Because she was the one working that booth. And how the hell that just come through like that? You know what I'm saying? I still don't know exactly 100% how she would get through with all that. I think it probably has something to do with the trash crew, because they damn near the only ones that can just walk around with big ass bags and ain't nobody gonna question it because they throwing away trash. So they had to have something set up like that where they walk it down there and the girl just pop the door and act like she turned her head and don't see nothing and let them do it or some shit like that. So he going down the list of everything, everybody's shit, and Chef got this little black marker. So he'll take like whatever a nigga ordered, he'll wrap them up, and he might put, if your name Greg, he probably put GR on it, throw it to the side. So when niggas go to pulling up, and then he put the ones a couple niggas from different dorms ordered, and then another nigga went to talking about the money, saying, but I think at that point, for pre-orders, it was like $1,200 sent. And he was still saying it's like another $800 plus anybody who already still owed him. He tried to double them down, bro. We was finna make about $3,000 off this shit, bro. Dead ass serious, off some fucking pork chops, bro. So everybody started filing back in the dorm. So the big dude came out, he looked around, he stuck his head back in the door. He said, Chef. And he was like, what? He was like, I ain't gonna lie. We might separate the unit with this one. You know, bro, get them signal, let them know. Now, I hadn't already grabbed me about, I think I grabbed me, because it was like 6 in each stack. I think I grabbed 3 of the stacks of fried. I threw them in the locker box, and I cuffed the other 2 stacks, and I went up there to the guys who I was fucking with, who I was cool with, and I pulled them out, gave them to them. Them niggas was super excited. I charged them, but I didn't charge them the way Chef told me to charge them, because, you know, them are people I run with. He told me that was cool. He was like, I always fuck with people that I fuck with, you know what I'm saying? So now everybody going crazy. You got niggas at the microwave station in line, people coming getting their shit. The runner dude coming getting his shit, getting shit that people ordered through Chef from another dorm, running it in and out. And that's how I know it was that girl too, because how the hell you just letting this one specific person run food in and out every time it drop like this, like you trying to hurry up and help a nigga get rid of it, you know what I'm saying? So this one Muslim dude, he comes to the door, he like, man, ain't no way, man, y'all did that, man. Just the smell in here, bro, like, ain't no way, bro. So Chef was like, hey, brother, we ain't finna argue with you about Operation CP now. We just ain't finna do that. He was like, but come on, bro. And he just walked off. So the big dude was like, what, you want me to handle that? He was like, no, yeah, all right. And then Chef go down the thing. He like, this stupid motherfucker. And then I was like, what he did? He was like, this motherfucker paid for something. He sent $150. I said, the same one that was just at the thing? He was like, yeah. He was like, CP, go see what the fuck he got going on. So I push up. I'm like, say, he like, yo, what's up? I was like, bro said you got down, placed the pre-order already. So he looked around. He said, man, I'm not eating no pork, man. I'm not eating no pork. He said that out loud. And then he was like, what y'all got on the mac and cheese or something? I said, nah, it's mashed potato. He was like, man, come in the room. So I slid in his room with him. He was like, man, the mashed potatoes, it ain't touching the pork chop. I said, no, it's in separate things. I said, but listen, you already paid for some. You already got some in there that belongs to you. He looking around, he acting like Chef, now I'm talking about some shh, you know what I'm saying? And I know it's a temptation thing, you feel me? Because, you know, according to his religion, he's not supposed to eat it. But he probably was like, man, please, shit. Prison too, you know. So he asked me if I could bring it to him. Told him on the back end, he'll send me an additional $100, but he was like, play it off. Don't make it look like, don't make it look like I'm bringing him that because everybody know what it is or whatever the case is. I go get it, but when I come out, he over there with like 3-4 Muslims. So it's hard. So I go sit down by the TV. I'm just sitting there. I got it like up under my shirt. I'm just trying to play it cool, but every time I look back, he's right there doing the same thing. So a few Muslim dudes go upstairs. This nigga come sit right next to me, slide in next to me real smooth, and they gonna do like this. What the hell episode this is, Bill? And I was like, I don't know. And the nigga said, just drop it on the bench. Just do it real smooth. Just drop it on the bench. And he was like, that's crazy because I seen this. And then when I did, the nigga scooted all the way over next to me, grabbed it, stuck it in his pants, dropped it in his pants. So I looked down at the nigga feet because I'm like, if you just drop it in your pants and let it go, nigga, it's gonna fall out your leg. Bro, this nigga had shoestrings tied around the ankle part of his feet so the shit couldn't fall out. So this man sit there for about a whole nother 30 minutes. Another dude that was at the top was like, say up. So he looked about, he said, these niggas tripping ain't it up? He said, yeah, they tripping, man. He said, hey, man, I wanted to fuck with them boys today. I just got some of the potatoes, though. I got some of the mashed potatoes, but I ain't fuck with that other shit. And the dude who's sitting here, who got a stack of pork chops in his fucking pants right now, gonna say, but you know, at the end of the day, if the mashed potatoes was touching the pork chop, that's still, and right when they said that, goddamn chef popped out. He was like, hey, man, no loose lips. No loose lips. Y'all motherfuckers talking too much. No loose lips. So the dude sitting right next to me, he get up, he slide off, he shoot back in his room. He walking real slow. You could tell he looking around trying to make sure ain't nobody catching him, you know what I'm saying, doing what he doing. So as I'm walking back to the room, the dude that was upstairs that was saying he only got mashed potatoes, he come down there. He like, see, Bill, he coming down the steps. I'm like, yeah. He was like, hey, man, I ain't gonna lie, bro, that shit is kind of tempting, bro. He said, but I just can't do it, bro. I respect, you know, what I believe in. He said, bro, you think you could just let me smell a couple of them, bro? I say, smell a couple of them. He said, yeah, just let me smell a couple of them. I said, bro, I'm not doing no shit like that. I'm not about to go get my bomb and shit, bring it down here to you, for you to goddamn sniff it, putting your big ass bell pepper ass nose over my food, smelling it. Hell no, I'm not doing that, bro. He was like, it just smells so good, bro. I just want to smell one, bro. I said, nah, I don't know about that. He said, man, let me go holler at Chef real quick. So now we walking down the steps. We step in the room. Big dude slided though. We step in the room. He like, hey, Chef. So Chef was like, yeah, what's up? He was like, man, I'll buy one, but you think you could do me a favor? So he was like, what? Do what? You need to be talking to CB. He said, you know, you've been doing this long with CB. He was like, what? Do what? He was like, you don't think you could just scrape the pork off mine? Like, just scrape it off and probably give me a grilled one? Because, you know, that already killed some of the pork anyway. Then you just scrape the pork off mine? And Chef was like, hey, listen, bro. We fuck around, we making history with this shit. I ain't got time to be playing with you. Talk about no scraping off no fucking pork. That's gonna fuck around, fuck up my operation, trying to take time scraping off the pork. And I'm thinking in my head, ain't the whole fucking thing pork? Even if Chef did, how the fuck you gonna scrape a pork out of pork? Huh? What the fuck is going on here? So he leave out, he shoot off, he go back up there. And Chef probably had a few more stacks left. He had already threw him some in a box and gave his two guard dogs some. They had already ran up to their room and put it down and came back. That nigga Chef looked at me and said, CBL. I said, what's up, bro? He said, nigga, you caused the biggest operation controversy in unit history, nigga. In unit history with this one. This shit went crazy, nigga. Nigga, I was selling these motherfuckers for even more than some of the seafood boys. Nigga, you caused the biggest shit in history. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. So somebody knock at the door. We look over at the door, bro. It's like two Muslims. But these two of the ones that didn't buy none, so they slide the door open. When they slide the door open, we realize there's two more behind them. So now, you know, everybody kind of like stand up because the two that's behind them is the one dude across over there that I went and bought, that I just sold something to, that told me slide it on the bench. And the other one was the one that was asking me to sniff it. So the one at the two at the front, it was one speaker. He was like, hey, bro, you know, no disrespect to none of y'all, whatever the case is, but I understand niggas don't be wanting to talk and this and this and this. He said, but did y'all sell my brothers right here some of them pork chops? So Chef was like, man, it's up a PC, nigga, don't say that. So the Muslim dude was like, my fuck, my brother, my black brother. Did y'all sell some of these brothers some PCs, bro? Because we not doing that, bro. And you know that shit, it can't work like that, woo. So before Chef or me could say some big dude who be guarding the door, he was like, shit, at the end of the day, nigga, everybody grown. So if a nigga did sell him some, nigga, that's on him. That ain't got shit to do with us. I don't know what you pushing up here for. He was like, nah, I'm just trying to see. So if I know I'm finna handle these brothers the way I'm finna handle these brothers. So the other dude who I gave it to for sure, I looked down at this nigga feet to see if the nigga still had the shit tied around his leg. He didn't. So I said, okay, he don't want to duck it off or whatever. He was like, because that's just not, you know, we not finna be doing that. And, you know, these brothers will get removed up out this dorm. So I'm like, bro, at the end of the day, that ain't got shit to do with us. But I don't think I don't think they bought shit, bro. You know, I just try to cover for them, whatever. Somebody say, yo, ain't no way. So we look out the door like, what the fuck going on? So the Muslim dude who brought them down there, he done had another Muslim dude searching their damn room. Searching his room and his room. But that dude really only did have potatoes and gravy. But in this dude room, he had, you know, the stack of the pork chop. So he came out, he like, ain't no way, look at this shit. Ain't no way, I just found this. He tried to hide it. So the other Muslim looked at it. It was two thick-ass pork chops. He was like, ain't no way. Double pork chops is crazy. Chef was like, man. So they acting like they about to get on his ass and this and this and this. Then he called him out, the one who went and searched the room. So they get him down there. They're like, what the fuck you talking about? Nigga, I just went to search the room. So they all on his ass. So he grabbed it from dude and look at it. He said, man, it's 2 in here. He said, that was what was in there. He said, nah, nigga, I had 3 in there. So that mean that motherfucker went in there and took one out and trying to goddamn get me in trouble, but he done got one too. And they done took the Muslim nigga and searched him, patting him down right then and there. This nigga had a whole pork chop stuck in his back pocket, like balled up. The bone was broke off. I guess he kept the bone in his room or some shit. That shit was broke off and balled up and stuck down in his pocket. And he was like, oh, nah, brother, we about to deal with this because y'all got life fucked up. So all the Muslims go in one room over there. And I guess somebody in there about to get violated or whatever the case is. So chef talking to the big dude, he like, what you think about that? That shit seemed a little suspicious to me. He said, I don't like the way they move. He said, that could have been a diversion. I don't know. You don't see no police out there and then dude. So I leave out the room. I go down there. I go looking at shit. And the lookout dude, he was already standing right there. But just the double look, I didn't see no police. I didn't see nothing looking suspicious, nothing looking funny or nothing. So I come back down. So now he got me paranoid. Talking about the Muslims might be up to something, trying to feel like we, you know, basically gave dude something he not supposed to have. Man, chef done put out this candy by this motherfucker so long. He talking about he'll pop out his operations and he ain't going out like that. 2 Muslim dudes, I guess, who was like in charge of them, he ended up coming out the room. The first thing I noticed, the nigga do like this. I'm like, what the fuck? He just wiped his mouth off or something. So the big dude was like, he called him over there. He was like, what's up, bro? Y'all good? Y'all straight? Because at first you was acting like you goddamn wanted some issues with that. He was like, nah, you know, I just went in there and had to talk to the black brother. And you know, after we did our investigation, those was beef chops. Yeah, those was beef chops. So we just all took them down together. You know what I'm saying? Those was beef chops. It wasn't nothing major like that. He said, but you know, if anybody outside the dorm asks y'all, don't even bring that up or nothing. But yeah, that ain't what y'all thought it was. Those was beef chops. And we said, oh, okay, for sure. Motherfucker, I ain't never ate a beef chop. I know what a goddamn pork chop tastes like. So now it's starting to make me think, y'all probably ain't had no money to get it. So y'all try to put the press on them. So they got to split it with y'all. That shit just crazy. I looked at Chef. I said, what we doing next? He said, we might got to take a break after this, CBL. He said, too much traffic near the drop point. I said, what? Too much traffic near the what? The drop point? Fuck you, a Marine or something, nigga? What you talking about? He looked at the big dude. He said, you remember what I told you? Big dude said, yeah. He looked over at the little dude. He said, you remember what he told you? He said, yeah. I said, what? What happened? He said, the client list got compromised. I said, the client list got compromised? What the fuck is you talking about, nigga? I thought you write everything down and then you flush it and throw it. But he said when he was doing something, I guess he was moving too fast and the paper stuck to somebody ordered and it got out and he can't find it. He done asked everybody acting slow like they don't know who got it. But the fact that you said the client list got compromised fucked me up. That nigga said, bro, I like no names, no faces, just plates. And there's too much movement going on the north side. He said, so we gonna have to take a break for a minute. I was so fucking confused. I had no idea what that shit meant. It's your boy Bill of Gold.
Yeah, I like this one. Yeah. What the fees? What the fees?